I thought a spicy drink would be fun until it turned into the worst drive of my life. One bad decision, one fiery Bloody Mary, and a bathroom race I'll never forget. Let me take you back to the year 2015, a time of youthful confidence, poor decisions, and a reckless relationship with alcohol and spicy food. Now, I've always been partial to a good drink. Whiskey? Love it. Craft beer? Absolutely. A good cocktail? Count me in. But I'm also a big fan of spicy food, like real spicy. I'm not talking about a couple drops of Tabasco on your eggs. I grow Carolina Reapers in my own garden. That's right, the world's spiciest pepper. My idea of a fun weekend is throwing one of those bad boys into a chili pot just to see who taps out first. So naturally, when I saw a habanero Bloody Mary mix in an American import store here in New Zealand, I didn't hesitate. I thought, this is destiny. I grabbed it off the shelf like a kid grabbing a toy. A spicy drink, perfect fusion of two things I love. What could possibly go wrong? Well, a month later, I would find out. I brought the Bloody Mary mix to a party with some old friends. Nothing fancy, just some good people, some bad decisions, and a bottle of vodka. But here's where I really started to tempt fate. I poured the Bloody Mary into a massive champagne glass. This thing was so big, I might as well have been drinking a steaming lake of tomato soup. Everyone else had beers. I looked like I was about to christen a yacht with this thing. But the night went fine. I got drunk, had a few laughs, probably danced terribly to 2000s hip hop. The mix tasted spicy, but nothing I couldn't handle. I passed out without a hitch. The next morning, however, was a different story. I woke up at 7 a.m. with a hangover strong enough to reset my soul. The kind that makes you question every decision that led to that moment. All I wanted was to be back in my own bed, so I packed my stuff, crawled into my old junker car, and hit the road. My house was about 35 kilometers away, just under 22 miles for those unfamiliar with metric. Should have been a 35-minute drive. But 5 minutes in, I felt it. A sensation so sudden and so intense, it could only be described as God's personal punishment for my sins. It started as a sharp, cramping pain that shot straight through my intestines like a hot knife dipped in regret. It settled in my lower abdomen for a second, then took an express elevator down to my rectum. It was as if the devil himself had lit a firecracker and shoved it right up my digestive system. My cheeks clenched on instinct. I broke into a sweat so severe I looked like a glazed Christmas ham. And at that moment, I knew I was in trouble. Not regular trouble. Not oops, I forgot my wallet trouble. I'm talking explosive volcanic eruption kind of trouble. I was about to deliver a performance so catastrophic it would have earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records for most traumatic bowel movement. The worst part? I was in the middle of nowhere, rural New Zealand. Cows on either side, no gas station, no public bathroom, just endless hills and winding roads mocking me with every turn. I tried to focus on driving. My hands gripped the steering wheel like I was landing a plane. My knuckles turned so white they made printer paper look tan. Every bump on the road was another strike against the crumbling dam inside me. My stomach gurgled ominously like a cauldron, and the spicy demon from the night before was clawing to escape. I passed 3 gas stations. Did I stop? No. Why? Because I knew that if I got out of the car, it would be game over. My legs would buckle and there'd be a hazmat situation in the parking lot. I needed an uninterrupted path to the bathroom. No lines, no distractions, no questions asked, just me and the toilet. So I powered through. Every second felt like an hour. My internal organs were staging a coup. My body shook with effort. At one point, I think I blacked out from clenching. Finally, after what felt like the Odyssey, I pulled into my driveway. I stumbled out of the car looking like a man who had just returned from war. Hair plastered to my forehead, clothes soaked with sweat, eyes wide with trauma. I don't remember the walk to the bathroom. All I remember is that once I got inside, I ripped off every piece of clothing like I was transforming into the Hulk. I dove onto that toilet like a man possessed. What followed was not human. It wasn't a bowel movement, it was an event, a biblical one. There was no solid matter involved, just liquid. Molten sulfuric liquid that smelled like every mistake I'd ever made. Imagine a mud geyser, but possessed by the ghost of a spicy cocktail. It was like Mount Vesuvius had erupted inside me, and Pompeii was my plumbing system. Every wave of pain was met with another surge of molten regret. My legs went numb. My soul left my body. Somewhere in the distance, I could hear faint echoes of my past self saying, "It's just a spicy drink. What could go wrong?" I laid there afterward. Not sat, late on the floor, shivering, hollow, a pale, dehydrated husk of the man I used to be. My toilet hissed with the anger of what it had just endured. I swear I saw steam rising. The fog of war, literal and metaphorical. I didn't move for an hour. Eventually, I crawled into bed and passed out for 12 hours straight. When I woke up, I made myself a solemn promise. Never again. Never again would I combine extreme spice with alcohol and the arrogance of youth, because on that day I was humbled, I was broken, I was reborn, and I will never look at a Bloody Mary the same way again. I drank a habanero Bloody Mary, thought I was fine, and ended up nearly dying on a 30-minute drive home while trying not to soil myself. Made it to the bathroom just in time to experience a level of gastrointestinal devastation that changed who I am as a person. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more incredible Reddit tales. Share your thoughts or your own experiences in the